Whether you're looking for a quick and easy meal for dinner tonight or you're looking to do some meal prep, you have come to the right place. Today, we're going to prepare some meatballs, and then we're also going to vacuum seal them so that we have several meals made up for future use. Let's get started by taking a look at the ingredient list. I'm multiplying these ingredients so that I can make a large batch of meatballs and have several meals. The ingredients we have listed here are for this specific recipe, but you can change it up however you'd like. I think the most important thing to keep in mind is that having the correct ratio of meat, eggs, bread, and cheese is really key to this recipe. And then from there, you can increase or decrease the salt, the pepper, the garlic. You could even change up the herbs. Instead of parsley, maybe you want basil. Either way would work. After we've gathered all of the ingredients, we can mix everything together in a large bowl. If you prefer to not get your hands dirty, you can of course use any type of a utensil that you think would work best. I prefer to use my hands. After everything is mixed together, we can go ahead and cover with plastic wrap or a lid, and we're going to place this in the refrigerator for about 30 to 45 minutes. After it's refrigerated and all of those ingredients have really mixed in together and absorbed really well into the meat, we can mix it one more time, and then we're going to start rolling these into balls about the size of, I'd say about 1.5 inches. You can make them a little bit smaller or larger, just completely depends on your preference. We'll go ahead and line these out on a baking sheet. I like to line the sheet with parchment paper. That helps to reduce sticking, and it just makes it a lot easier to clean up. When I make this recipe, I typically end up with about 11 to 13 meatballs per pound of meat. Now we'll bake these in the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 to 24 minutes. After they're done baking, at this point, you can eat them. You could prepare them with the spaghetti sauce or with a gravy, or if you're planning to set them aside for future use, then we'll want to get them ready to freeze. And in order to do that, I'm going to let mine set out on the counter for about 10 minutes and then in the refrigerator for another 10 to 20 minutes. And what this does is it not only allows some of that extra condensation to evaporate off, but it allows some of the other liquids to solidify so that when I vacuum seal, it doesn't allow so much moisture to escape that it doesn't create a good seal within the bags. After the meatballs have cooled, we can start packaging. I'm going to cut a piece of the vacuum seal bag to the approximate size that I'd like it to be, and then I need to seal the bottom edge of the bag. After it's sealed, I'm going to fill the bag with the meatballs, leaving enough space up at the top that it allows the bag to fit within the vacuum sealer and extract that extra air within the bag. Now we'll place the bag on the vacuum sealer. I want to make sure that I have it set to the moist setting. Even though we've cooled these, they are still moist, so I'm going to use that option, and then I'm going to select the button that allows it to vacuum and seal. After it's been sealed, you can go ahead and label it with what is in the bag, and then of course the date that you prepared it, and then just drop them in the freezer. These will stay good for at least 6 months. I've had them as far out as 8 or 9, maybe even 10 months, and they're still delicious. When you're ready to prepare them, you can thaw them out as you would any other meat from the freezer, or you can put them in a sous vide bath, or what I like to do is just open them up, drop them in with my sauce. Maybe I'm making spaghetti sauce, or I mentioned earlier, gravy. If you're doing that, you can just drop it in with the sauce. And as the sauce heats up, it will also heat up and thaw out those meatballs as well. I hope you found this video helpful. And if you do happen to make this, please let me know how it turned out. Let me know if you have any tips for different ingredients. I love to mix it up and use different spices or different herbs. And I'm really curious to know what you've tried and what works for you. Thank you. Look who was hanging out while I recorded.